Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charleston, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, where we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And boy, oh boy, we have an episode for you guys here today that you definitely don't want to miss. So make sure you go ahead and like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Now, no one has made more headlines in the past 24 to 36 hours than Patrick Beverley. Ever since Patrick Beverley went on ESPN yesterday on shows like Get Up and ESPN First Take, he has been the talk of the town. Yesterday, what I thought was going to happen was this. I thought it was just going to be another day of business as usual. Then I started to see videos of Patrick Beverley all over ESPN with these like catchy titles, right? So then I started to click on some of these videos to see what he had to say. Now, we all know, and I knew going into watching that video, or watching the videos that I saw of him yesterday, we all know that Patrick Beverley is quite outspoken and he's going to say what he thinks. But what he said yesterday during his ESPN run, and I think it's something that ESPN seems to be doing now with some NBA players. Recently, they had Amari Stoudemire on there, and I thought he did a fantastic job. He was also on Get Up, and he was also on ESPN First Take. Maybe they're bringing on different guys to see how they rate on TV, whatever the case may be. So he was on there, and he was basically talking and giving his opinion on things. And it has been a very long time since I've seen someone with that level of candor and not be afraid to say basically what he thinks on any given topic or on any given NBA player. So for those of you who missed some of the comments that he made, we want to play a little bit, for example, of some of the things that he had to say about the Phoenix Suns, who got bounced out of the playoffs in Game 7 by the Dallas Mavericks. So before we go too far, take a listen to what some of the things that Patrick Beverley had to say on ESPN First Take yesterday, and listen to the way he was talking. Take a listen to some of the things that he had to say there. Take a listen to that.
No answer whatsoever. It comes down to that. But I'll go to you, Bev, because I want you to elaborate. You're talking about Phoenix talk so much. Give us some perspective, some insight on what it's like to play against the Phoenix Suns.
I mean, we are in Phoenix. We're playing against them, and we're going to see you guys in the playoffs. You guys are going to be the HC. You guys who we want to see. But I'm going to pause it right there. All right. If Kawhi's not hurt, Phoenix doesn't go to the championship last year.
I agree with that.
Let's be honest.
No, I agree with that.
So why are we the next year talking about how great?
Because they turned
Phoenix
around and they won 64 games.
They're a seasoned team. Their system is great. Their system is a system that all the players know. Their coach, they have all the players coming back. They had the main core been there. They just added CP. Their coach has been phenomenal. Of course, you're supposed to win a lot of games. You're made up to win a lot of games.
64 games says something.
Man, and then get blowed out says another.
I agree that, but I'm saying if they win yesterday, we're not saying that because they had won 64 games.
And then
that's why we anticipated they were going to the conference finals. I thought Golden State was going to take them out. That was my belief all year. They was going to meet Phoenix, and they were going to take them out because Dallas was a body short.
We wanted them first round.
Minnesota wanted them first round.
First round.
Karl Anthony Towns wanted them first round.
Anthony Edwards wanted them first round.
Anthony Edwards. I mean, don't get me started. But that's a big time, bro.
You guys should have lost to the Clippers then.
We don't do that, but no.
I think there's an element here.
We're not having a conversation about why Phoenix lost. We're having a conversation about why.
It says down there what went wrong for Phoenix.
You interrupted. Hear my point. We're not having a conversation about why Phoenix lost in theory. We're having a conversation about why they were down by 46 points.
Scared.
30 at the half.
They were scared.
So now that's where, what are you saying to that?
Basketball player, you can see it in their eyes, they were scared. It ain't about Luka taking their soul. They knew starting the game what was going to happen. He's done it before. They watch, trust me. They have iPhones, they have Instagram. They see the numbers of Luka Doncic averaging 39. They hear me saying, man, he did it to me. He did it to me, Kawhi and Paul George. I'm damn sure you going to do it to them. They know that. Boys scared of Luka. Ain't nobody afraid of anybody over there in Phoenix, man. Everybody in the league knows that, bro. Like, it's just that y'all don't know that because y'all not in the locker room. No one's afraid of Phoenix. We wanted them. No one's afraid of Phoenix. I talked to some teammates. I ain't going to say who because I'm going to say who. Forget it. I talked to Paul George last night, man. Pat, ain't nobody scared of them. But you face Dallas, you ain't scared of Dallas, but, man, you
scared of Luka.
Hey, man, you got to get your game right when you play Luka.
Now, the comments that Patrick Beverley made, and I think it has a lot to do with what he said, but also how he said it. Patrick Beverley speaks in a very abrasive way. He's not going to bite his tongue. He wasn't up there smiling. He was ice grilling Stephen A. Smith and JJ. He was basically talking to you like the way I assume he would talk to most people if he was supposed to be having an honest conversation. And he got under the skin of a lot of people to the point where even some NBA players took it upon themselves to respond to Patrick Beverley. And one of those players was, the superstar, Damian Lillard, and he chimed in on Twitter. So we want to read some of his tweets that he had to make about Patrick Beverley. So let me get into some of his tweets here. One of the tweets was, at Patrick Beverley, this is Damian Lillard, "What CP do to you?" That's one of his tweets. The second one he said was, "Bruh on TV acting like his word is law, speaking on private convos and preying on MF's downfall. This weird behavior is shaking my head. I ain't got no horse in the race." That was his second tweet. And in his third tweet, I think he was responding to what somebody said, and I think the source is Atomic, and they basically had Patrick Beverley's averages up there, and then Damian Lillard basically said, "Cause nobody guarding this man." So those were basically the things that Damian Lillard had to say about Patrick Beverley. Now, here's what I noticed about this entire thing with Patrick Beverley and the entire firestorm around Patrick Beverley. I noticed that no one had a single problem, not a single problem, with JJ Redick when he was on ESPN. No one had a problem with him. People were cheering him on, and I was one of those people cheering him on when he was, going at Stephen A. Smith and pushing back on Stephen A. Smith, because I think in the past that Stephen A. Smith has generally dominated a lot of the personalities that came on the show, and you don't have to look any further than Max Kellerman. But a lot of people were cheering on JJ Redick when he was up there talking about a various bunch of things, and he was not biting his tongue on a bunch of different things, to the point where even Draymond Green came out on this show on, The Volume, and he basically gave JJ Redick a shout out because he basically went back at Mad Dog Russo when he told Draymond Green to basically just shut up and play, right? And he basically said, wait, those comments that you're making are tantamount to what they would say on Fox News. So all of these, so everybody was hyping him up, right? No one said a single word when he disrespected an entire generation of NBA fans, talking about the Bob Cousy comments, and he called players back then a bunch of plumbers and firemen. No one said a bleeping word. Everybody was up there twerking it up, dancing it up, hooraying for him. Fine. But when it comes to Patrick Beverley, when he gives his views on things, all of a sudden, everybody wants to start getting butthurt. All of a sudden, now Patrick Beverley has become the bad guy. All of a sudden now, instead of having NBA players applauding him for going up there and pretty much saying what he thinks, which is what he was supposed to do, everybody knows Patrick Beverley. He's not going to go up there and twerk it up. He himself even said it during one of the segments on the show. He said, wait a minute, y'all not going to have me up here basically agreeing to things that I don't agree with. I'm going to tell you guys what I think. No one said a bleeping word when JJ Redick was speaking his truth. But the moment Patrick Beverley goes up there and is not basically up there going with the consensus, and he says what he thinks, everybody wants to get mad at Patrick Beverley. Well, explain to me, how does that work? How does that work? Why didn't other people go at JJ Redick when he basically said Chris Paul deserves some of the blame for what happened with the collapse of the Phoenix Suns in Game 7? Nobody went at him. But when Patrick Beverley said he can't guard, nobody knows he can't guard nobody, when he went up there revealing a private conversation that he had with Paul, it's his bloody right. Is there a written rule that says that you cannot talk about a conversation that you had with Paul George? Or are we going to go up there and decide, okay, we're going to say this and not say this? I thought the only thing you were supposed to be mindful of not doing is swearing and not insulting people. But I didn't know it was against the rules. Well, what rules? What rules? What code? What code is he breaking? The guy went up there and gave you his opinion on things. And all of a sudden, people want to have issue with him. But when it was JJ Redick, everybody was twerking it up for him. What is going on? And what I understood was this. Patrick Beverley is way too real for TV, man. I like JJ Redick a lot, but what I've noticed is that he's very player-centric. He's very player-friendly. And it just flies in the face of the suggestion or the assertion that Draymond Green tried to put forward, basically saying now the new gatekeepers of sports media are going to be former players, as if to imply as if NBA players or athletes are all of a sudden going to be fair and balanced, when in reality that's not going to be the case, as we're seeing. And I said it was tantamount to the politicians and civil servants basically saying that only politicians and civil servants should have a right to talk about sports. To talk about politics. Because after all, they're the ones that are doing it. So therefore, that means somehow they're going to be fair and balanced because what? Well, because we're politics. That makes no sense. Makes no sense. Nobody had an issue with him. But the minute Patrick Beverley goes up there, and here's what I like about it. Here's my entire take on this. Patrick Beverley may not be right about everything. I didn't agree with everything that he said, especially the thing that he said about James Harden having, the Philadelphia 76ers extending him with a Supermax contract. I didn't agree with it. But no one can accuse the guy of not telling you what he really thinks. That's what his job is. It's the same thing as the same job as Charles Barkley. Most of the times, most people don't agree with what Charles Barkley's saying. But you know one thing you can't accuse him of is Charles Barkley's up here sugarcoating it for you, and he's not telling you what he really. No one can accuse Charles Barkley, for not telling you the truth, and it's one of the reasons why so many people respect him, even when he's wrong, because at least he has the courage to tell you what he thinks. What is going on with Patrick? What is going on with Patrick? I think it's hypocrisy, flat out, on all fronts. On all fronts. Because first it was, okay, NBA players should be allowed to talk about basketball. And they were applauding JJ. But now when Patrick Beverley, who's an NBA player, he goes up there and starts talking and giving his opinion on things, now we want to bring up his stats. Oh, nobody's guarding him. But why don't we bring up JJ Redick's stats? Why are we making it about his stats now? Why are we trying to discredit him as a basketball player? Because we don't agree with his views. I thought you wanted everybody to give your view on things. Oh, I get it. It's not that everybody should give their view. Everybody should give a view that you agree with. And if you don't agree with them, we're going to come at the guy and we're going to discredit the guy on TV. That's what y'all mean. I understand now. So my thoughts and opinions to you, my question to you guys is this. Do you think there's a double standard that exists here with Patrick Beverley, and how is it possible that one guy on one day was able to cause so much damage in just one day? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Again, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Once again, this is Charles here from Dreamerspro, wishing you guys an amazing day and catch you guys on the next episode. Peace.